Hey everybody, it's your friend Kevin, and this is number 4 of our series of committing to change, committing to growth, committing to whatever that is for you. Now I'm going to put the list back up as I usually do. Here we go. We've done Seek the Truth. We did Be Willing to Come Apart. Yesterday I talked about stepping out of the comfort zone, and today the good one, committing to growth. What does that even mean? Well, I got to the point with this series of how is it that we make these resolutions on January 1st and we got intentional about changing and wanting to change, and because let's recognize what we didn't like, what we don't want to have to continue, and we're going to resolve them. We're going to make a resolution. But we have to be a disciple of that growth. Well, the word disciple comes from the word discipline. And I'm going to move this lead right here because I've lit a candle and that wire was getting awful close to the flames. I didn't want to... Yeah, now it's moved. Sorry, I digress. I was going to say something profound then. Listen, he who... let's see, what is it? He turns not back, who is to be a star. I think Leonardo da Vinci said it. Basically meaning those who are meant for big things don't turn backwards. Those who accomplish huge things stay with the flow, go with it. There's a theory in the Native American teachings that man cannot serve two wolves. And don't matter whether you follow Native American folklore or Christianity or whatever you follow, whatever you grew up with, there is within us two sides of who we are. The side that I spoke about wants to stay safe and comfortable, and the side that really wants to grow. It is the part of us, that rod of growth, or that rod of determination, that rod of get up and go, that either gets fed or gets starved. And we all know people who, they're a bit, not gonna play the game. I've done that. We've done it ourselves. Look at the times in your life where you've got these opportunities, you've got this really great big thing coming, and yet you sit there, I don't think I want that now. I've done it so many times. Got to the point where there it is and didn't commit to it. In my work, not just doing hair, well, yes, that's part, but psychic work, consulting work, and I think now these two have come together. The yoga teaching, the transformative effects I've did myself. I can't talk the talk unless I walk the walk. And I have reached a point now where I'm okay with all of my flaws, all the things I thought in life I shouldn't be doing, didn't do. Like, a few weeks ago I dyed my hair pink, and it was fun for a while. Then I'm like, you know what? The roots are coming through. Vanity takes over. Don't like these roots, and the pink ends with the grey roots weren't working. So as soon as I plonked on the lightener, the pink went away. I'm like, okay, well, that was good for a while. I committed to it for a bit, and then I'm like, we'll change it. I like the freedom of being able to look at that side of myself and say it's playful, but isn't that really where we want to be? I mean, I look at people that are so bound up, they're just, they're in this thing. Well, to break free of that, you sort of have to go into this place and undo the things that got us there. So committing to growth basically says when the going gets tough, when it gets to the point where you want to bolt, You want to run. You want to say, I can't handle this. This is too much. Stick with it. Be okay with the fact that you are at the edge of something huge, but you aren't sure. And there's this fear that you might become somebody you don't recognize, that you might actually get what you've said you wanted, that you might actually land this humongous big deal that you wanted to get. You might actually get that big house. And then this ticker tape of worry. It comes from places that aren't very nice. Now, what kind of places would that be? The places that aren't very nice are the places where you told yourself you didn't deserve it. The big house. You didn't deserve it. The big job. You didn't deserve it. That big pot of money. You didn't deserve it. That beautiful, gorgeous, curvy, slender body. You didn't deserve it. Whatever that is you didn't deserve. It comes from feeding the part of ourselves that kept us stuck. Now, there's this little window, this little escape route, where it's not really an escape route, because there isn't an escape route, to be honest with you. I've heard stories about people who go to sweat lodges. That's fine. I think it's great. It's kind of weird for me to be sitting in a tent in the dark with a bunch of other sweaty people and a big old bonfire in the middle. I mean, I'm not knocking it. Sorry, if that's your thing, listen, that's your thing. But I can't think of anything more ridiculous than that. But that's just me. There's this theory for people that have done it. There's always one or two people that want to be near the door because they really feel like they would feel better about staying with it and sticking with it if they knew that they could bolt. Isn't that really the truth about everything people do? It's like they want to make sure there's an out before they get in. Well, why would you do that? It's a bit like relationships, you know? I'm not knocking the online relationship. Some people have got married, but for me, it's a bit like window shopping. No one's really committed. Absolutely. In my opinion, that's just me thinking. It's not me trying to tell you to think this way. But I think it's a good thing if you want to narrow down the list of conquests, or if you've got a certain criteria that you want to match up to. You know, you want this, 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 this. I like the old-fashioned way of, oh, this is interesting. Let me see where this goes. I like that. I like the idea that this could go somewhere and it could not go somewhere. I like the idea that I might have a week of unbelievable romance with someone that's just going to take me to oblivion. That's been a while, but still. I like this sort of journey, that adventure. But what I will say is it took me a while to get there. So, committing to change. Number 4 is the commitment to grow. The decision to say, no matter how awkward it gets, tough it gets, challenging it gets, with my own growth, with my own decision to move through it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to focus on it. It's a tough thing to do. You know, I follow a lot of Abraham Hicks because I think it's quite lovely to think about the fact that if I can see it, if I can feel it, if I can believe it, if I can taste it before I've done it, it must be happening because I can get those other elements in. The affirmations. Affirmations are fantastic because it gets you on that road of making all those things happen. The part that is the little sprinkle of magic is the belief that it's possible. That's it. The belief that it's possible. So committing to growth is the belief that you have it within you to stay with it and commit to it. You know, when we went through yoga teacher training or any yoga practice or any exercise for that matter, personal trainers, their job is to get you over the threshold. The threshold is where you're comfortable and you want to give up and you're like, yeah, I've done it. Yeah, great. The threshold is, I don't know if I've got it in me to push that extra mile, to go that extra bit, to do this extra thing, to get that thing, to That is the commitment to growth. I'll give you a recent example. Yesterday, I woke up and went downstairs, and my pack of dogs had busted through the dog door thing and split the frame apart. When you have a dog door that goes inside a door, there's two pieces to it, a back and a front. They screw together, and there's a flap that goes like this. So my dogs go in and out the backyard when they want to. It's convenient for me. Well, eventually, the back and forth, it comes apart. They've blown it apart. So here's poor Amy with her 3 legs, not sure how to navigate this newly mandangled, messed up door thing. So she's trying to climb through it, and she's not doing a very good job. So I set about trying to find these screws to put it all back together. And you know what? Sod it. I'm just going to call somebody to fix it, and it'll be done. I got my head together. I saw the door. I saw the frame. I saw the color. I saw whatever I needed to see. Actually did it. And then said, thank you, universe, for creating this brand new door. And thank you for making it affordable. And thank you for bringing me the person that's going to put it in for me quickly. Done. Deal. Boosh. So went about my business. Popped off to the local hardware store, and lo and behold, coming up the aisle, after looking for these screws to put the maniacal one back together, bumped into this little fellow named Justin. Said, listen, I need to do this. Oh, yeah, no problem. Come with me. He pulled this door, which I never would have found if I tried to look on my own. In here is a whole rack full of dog door type things. I said, okay, well, I don't know what I need, but I got Great Danes. Oh, you need this. So he hands me this thing. I said, well, then I need a door that goes with it. Oh, come round here. I'll show you this. Does it do this? Does it do this? So within not even 5 minutes, we had this wagon loaded up with a door and a door flap thing. I'm like, okay, now go pay for it. All good. Now I'm at my truck. Okay, this thing's heavier than I am. I got to get it up on the truck. I've got to figure out a way to lift this thing into the bed of my truck. How am I going to do this? I just somehow said, thank you, universe, for giving me the strength right now to lift this thing up in the truck. And whoop-de-doo, I did it. Now, I'm not trying to say this to make myself out sound like Hercules or anything like that, but there are times in our life where we can say, oh, I can't. Oh, I don't think I can do that. Oh, I'm not sure about that. Oh, yeah, no. And there are times to say, gosh darn it, I'm going to get this thing done and do it. Got that sucker at the house, backed it up to the pathway, like, no, I need some help getting it in the house. No, I don't. I can probably do this. And I did it. And so we can all accomplish humongous things when we set our mind to it and commit to growth, commit to the bigness of ourselves, commit to something else, commit to something more than the sitting and the complaining and the finger pointing and the habits of a lifetime. I hope this helps. Let's see. I think it's very tempting to keep the mask of mediocrity stuck on your face. I think it's very tempting to stay with the status quo. I think it's very tempting to say, I'll start my weight loss regime or my health routine next week. I think it's so tempting to do that. I think it's tempting to look at someone that we are involved with that at one point we thought were the hottest thing on 2 legs and then realize, yeah, no, not so much. Rather than allowing whoever it is we're involved with to appreciate us for showing us, oh, either A, we deserve something more, or B, we've got some issues within our tissues that we got to work out. And that's really what it boils down to. So let's get to the cards of the day and see if these line up. All week long we've been doing this and it seems like it comes up. All right, so get quiet, put your feet on the floor, big breath in, let it out. Father in the sky, Mother in the earth, angels, ancestors, thank you for revealing to all of us what we need to know, and thank you for reminding us that you're here. we are willing to listen, we're willing to receive, and I'm willing to deliver whatever message you feel is right for today and the rest of the week. Or no, just today. We ain't worried about the rest of the week. Here we go. Well, no one's jumping out. Not that I'm worried about that. Let's go spread them out and then just pick one. Boom chakalaka. Look at this. Take a step back. Now, I wonder how this plays into what we're talking about. Let's just get real with the program. So here we see an angel cloaked in a beautiful violet robe. Violet to me is the symbol of spiritualism. Saint Germain works with violet, the violet flame. Ragwell, I think, works with violet. Lady Portia works with the violet flame. But this message is basically take a step back. And in the image, we see the angel that has one hand up to God and the other hand at the heart of what's going on. The idea that we are where we are, we've got to where we got, and taking a step back is just taking a breather, actually learning to sort of sit with things as they are and as they're not without making them mean anything other than it is what it is. But I'm going to read what Kyle has to say in the guidebook, because this is Kyle Gray and the images are by the delightful Jennifer Hawkyard, who has designed my new logo, which you'll see when I'm done with my little intro video, the Soul Path Connection logo. She designed that. And, she's the one who did my Alchemist. Let me see. Well, I'll find that later. She channeled the Alchemist for me. All right, so the message. Your angels are guiding you to take a step back and reflect before proceeding further. There's an excitable and action-oriented energy around you at this time, but you're being encouraged to review the situation before making any more moves. Remember that you are a sensitive being, and should the correct steps and intentions not be lined up, you could open yourself up for harsh energies or a situation that could be limiting to your growth. In order to have the best experience and a positive outcome, take some time now to meditate on your actions, intentions, visions, and your goals. Call in your angels and invite them to guide you to make the decisions that will be supportive of your expansion and your highest good. The extended message is, when we try to rush or force something to happen, we often miss the signals, the signs, and the messages that are encouraging us to change course. If you have big decisions to make now or are in the midst of moving a project forward, your angels are encouraging you to take a step back and breathe. What is for you won't go by you. That doesn't make sense. What is for you won't go by you. That makes more sense. Your angels are encouraging you to step into the energy of trust. When you do so, you'll draw universal energy and support to you. If you have concerns about another person or a relationship, this card is guiding you to draw back and respect the space of others. Let this be a time of self-care and self-awareness, and when you step back, you let the universe step in. I love that. I love that. When you step back, you let the universe step in. When you just go with the flow, when you commit to the growth, when you get to the line that says, oh my goodness, this is getting a bit cattywampus crazy, take a step back and breathe. What is for your highest good will always work itself out, will always come. And there's a lovely affirmation that I use constantly. Everything is always working out for my highest good. Everything always works out for my highest good. Everything always works out for my highest good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. These things, I got rushes when you say these things. When you say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, you get this rush. I get this rush. I don't know what you get this rush. But if you're listening to this and you're on this and you're in this commitment to growth, seeking the truth, being willing to come apart, getting messy. Understand that, listen, we've got some flaws, we've got some things we've got to work on, but it's no different to taking a wrong turn in a neighborhood and finding yourself going around and around in circles in that bloody cul-de-sac and looking at the ugly house with the bad windows. It's no different than that. I'm just making light of the fact that we've all done it. Really? That lady, she's still got the washing hanging out on the line and it's been day 3. I'm just I like to go into these crazy things in my head because I think, well, I have done that. I sort of thought, didn't that jumper, wasn't that on the line the other day? I feel like I need to pull it off the line and knock the door. Lady, you got your clothes hanging out. No. Or man or whoever. What I love about being almost 60 is the evolution of our culture. I've got to be careful because we live in a world of being politically correct. What is that, for goodness sake? Where is the correctness? If we don't be okay with the mistakes are just missteps. We just came off the path for a bit, we get back on it. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong, it's just the way it is. If you know that something needs correcting, adjusting or changing, then that's the way it is. Yes, there have been some cultural mistakes that have been made, big time. There have been some statements that people have made in generalization, big time. This shouldn't be happening. But I'm not going to get into that mess. All right, my loves, listen, I hope you've enjoyed these series. This is number 4. We got, 12. We've got 8 more to go. I've enjoyed bringing them to you. If you like what you're hearing, seeing, then like, subscribe, pass it along. I'll talk to you later. Lots of love. Bye.